Actually, we just saw a cute little kitty in your window.
Yes, I have an orange and a black one. Which one was it?
Oh, the orange one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if they're going to try coming out to greet us or if they're running away when they saw us.
Yeah, the orange one will run away, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, my name is Donna. My husband's Steve, and I know you weren't expecting us, but the reason we're calling on our neighbors is we're just asking them a question, in light of the wars that we see going on. Do you think that man could ever be able to achieve peace, or what do you think about that?
Achieve peace?
Yes.
Like in what way? Like what do you mean?
Like, do you think that they'll ever solve the issues that they're going through? I mean, how many years?
Well, I mean, mankind is getting less violent. Society is getting better as time goes on. Our morals are increasing, but it takes time and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you have a positive outlook then?
Well, I mean, we're not fighting wars and killing a bunch of people like we used to in the past. Things are getting better, even though we have more news now because we have the internet. Technically, things are getting better.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
No.
If you're a Bible reader, I want to share just one scripture with you, if I may. It's here found in the Bible book of Jeremiah. And in verse 11, it says, "For I well know the thoughts that I am thinking towards you, declares Jehovah, thoughts of peace and not of calamity, to give you a future and a hope." So our Father, our God, wants us to have peace. See, He wants us to have a future and a hope.
I don't really know what a God is, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. So
I don't think anyone really does.
Yeah. Have you always thought that there was no God, or you just feel like, what's your thoughts?
I didn't say there's no God. I'm just saying that there's no idea what it is.
Oh.
And no one seems to be able to tell me what one. I ask them all the time, what is a God, and no one can answer.
Yeah.
Pretty much, or they give weird answers that don't really tell you anything about what a being is. So it's just.
Yeah. The Bible describes Jehovah God as our creator, and it does talk about many of his qualities, one being of love.
But it doesn't tell us what it is, what it's made of, where it lives, how it does the things it does. So whenever someone refers to like a verse in that book, it's just stuff that's in the book. So it's not really like telling us anything about it. So, it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I'm not the kind of person who would believe in extraordinary things on just a story. Right. I don't think that's the way we should go about life, sort of obtaining the truth. Yeah. So if you have a book and called the Bible, like we have, like many books that people claim are holy, and you read a story in there and you think it's real, and when you're asked about it, you answer with stuff that's in the book that doesn't really tell you what it is. You're not really giving anyone any information. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but here in the scriptures, it does mention right off. He says that God is a spirit, so we can't see.
Yeah, and I don't know what's a spirit. I don't know what a spirit is. Nobody knows it. I mean, we hear the word spirit. We watch movies and TV shows and stuff, and we hear, ghosts and goblins and stuff to entertain people. But just because it's a commonplace used word doesn't mean we really know what it is. I mean, what is a spirit? And if your book's going to say that God is a spirit and we don't know what a spirit is, well, we're still at the same place we were at before when I asked you what a God was. Yeah,
well, see, if you read the Bible with an open mind, you would find out too that it talks about the spirit beings, and it also talks about things that are flesh and blood, and so.
But then you should be able to tell me if there's something in the Bible that answers the question. Well, you should be able to look that up and tell me what it is, and you can't just tell someone, "Hey, read the book and you'll believe." No, I mean, I'm not going to believe in anything that's I don't know anything about. Like, if the book tells me something about a specific kind of cat somewhere, you know, I know cats can exist. I know what they are. You know, I can define them. You know, it's not such a leap. I know this. Maybe that certain cat did exist. You know, maybe because we know cats can exist. But you got a Bible telling me about super extraordinary things we know nothing about. Yeah, I'm not going to believe in it unless I know what that is and how to define it, and then how we know it can. Because when someone says something exists, like the authors did in the Bible, they're trying to draw your attention to what they're asserting is real. So what they should do is referring to evidence that we can look at to determine that that's true. If someone just says something that's true and they're not referring to anything in the world for us to look at, and we should take their word for it, or whatever's in the book they're reading, that's not a pathway to truth.
Yeah. Well, if you study the life of Jesus, it says that Jesus revealed the Father to us. So by learning about Jesus, we know exactly what our Father is like.
Jesus was a supposed character that most likely didn't exist. I mean, there's nothing written during his supposed lifetime that shows that, hey,
so do you believe in history books?
I do, but see, there's no historian alive during Jesus' time that ever wrote about him. Everything was written well after the fact. And even if he did exist, all it is just a person. You know, no reason to think he was more than a person. So that's the problem I have. And even if he did exist and he was just a person, how is that going to show me that there is a God? Because we still have to know what a God is, you know, where it lives, how it does the things it does. Because we shouldn't deny ourselves knowledge just because, you know, some religion says, well, you shouldn't have all the answers and, you know, you shouldn't doubt too much. It doesn't mean that we should listen to that, because everything that we should know about the world, we should be able to ask questions, and we should be able to have all the information we need to know that it's true. If something tells us, no, don't ask questions, you know, take this information and just run with it, and that's good enough. Like that's not good enough.
Yeah, well, I can understand where you're coming from and what you see all around you, but we do offer free home Bible studies if you wanted to check out to see what the scriptures do say about our Heavenly Father. We'd be more than.
Do you know the Bible?
Happy. Yes.
Okay, so you know that
not completely. I'm not perfect, but I have studied the scriptures.
I mean, you don't know it perfectly. Knowing the Bible doesn't mean you're perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Well, I personally wouldn't, but it would be, you know, like my husband would study with you, or.
But. So when I ask these questions about what is a God, where does it live, how does it do the things he does, it does. That information is not in the Bible, is it? There's nothing in the Bible telling us how to confirm this thing's existence through testable acknowledgement of testable evidence, does it?
Yeah, but if you even consider like when there's the wind, right? We can't see the wind,
yeah, we can break out a barometer.
Right.
We can tell it's there.
Right, and that's the same with Jehova. That's the same thing with him. We know he exists.
Well, we know what wind is. We know what air is. Like, we don't know what a God is. It's two different things.
Yeah, but we can know that he exists by the things that have happened. For instance, you take Bible prophecy, for instance. There's Bible prophecy that has been fulfilled and is even being fulfilled right now in our day, and that proves that he has control.
Okay.
We know he exists.
Okay, well, there's two things wrong with that. One is, first of all, there's no prophecy in the Bible. Because if there's prophecies, that means it's capable of being falsified. And it's not falsified. It's all open for interpretation. And even if there was legit predictions, as we call them, in the Bible, I can predict someone specific is going to win the lottery next week. If I write a book and I put magical unicorns in there or Tinkerbell or something like that, and then I accurately predict who's going to win the lottery, does that mean everything in the book I wrote is true? I mean, what would a prediction have to do with? And if you're going to sit there and say, well, who else could have made those predictions? Well, that's just the argument from ignorance. We don't know. Even if I did accurately do it, and you can never answer the question of how I did it, does that mean we should believe in those other things like Tinkerbell and stuff like I put in there? No, because that has nothing to do with each other. Just because we don't know how something was done doesn't mean we should say that, well, therefore God did it. That's not a way of obtaining knowledge. That's just bad thinking.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Ted.
Ted, well, it was nice visiting with you this morning, and if we're back in the area, maybe we can stop in and check. We got some people waiting for us.
Oh, okay. All right. Great.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. You have a
We've got
nice
some
day.
interesting things to talk about.
Yeah, does it make you think or what, my friend?
Sure it
But
does.
I will say this: our evidence, we have our evidence right here. It's
I don't know what that means.
I know, but what if God is inconceivable to humans?
Okay, if it's inconceivable, then we don't know about it, then we shouldn't care about it.
But we have evidence of the fact.
So it's conceivable.
We
Yes.
just have evidence that he exists.
Well, if we did, then that would be conceivable. Then you'd be able to show that evidence so we would know too. Right?
There's scriptures say he's bigger than the universe.
Right, but that's just the book telling us that. But that doesn't tell us what it is and give us evidence though, right?
It comes from a book.
Right. That needs to be backed up with evidence.
When it comes to science,
Uh-huh.
it's 100%.
Well, science means to know. Science, it means knowledge, our knowledge that we have. So if it's knowledge and it's something we can test and verify, that's the whole point of it being scientific, is we can use a scientific method. But if all we have is a story and nothing more than that, then
The Bible was written 6,000 years ago, or
it was written a little while ago by unknown authors, and it was edited over time. So
But
we really don't.
we talked about the earth being suspended over nothing, and it talked about it as a circle.
And well, it also says it's flat. So it really
No,
depends on what you
didn't
read.
Say that.
Yeah, I
Did not say that.
Yeah,
It
well,
also
the
talked
four
about-
corners of the earth is in there. So
It also talked about the rain cycles.
okay,
Before we even knew.
yeah, there's
what
very
they
little
were.
to no science in the Bible. And even if you could point to something that you could interpret to be scientific, it doesn't mean everything else in there is correct, because the way stories were written back then, they took a little bit of fact and a lot of fiction, and that's how they made stories.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Ted, for your
Sure.
time. We appreciate it. We appreciate
It's
it.
very nice talking to you.
Well, I hope you learned something, I mean, truth matters to me. Truth always matters. So,
All right. Okay.
truth is a degree to which a statement corresponds with reality.
Since you're such a deep thinker,
Mm-hmm.
why not pick up the Bible and read it?
No, I've read quite enough of it. Really, it's really the best way to make an atheist is to have them read the whole Bible.
Well, you have a good day.
All right, guys.
We appreciate you.
Thanks for stopping by.
Bye-bye.
Well, I was a little bit nicer with them than I was with the other guys. I think you guys remember the last time I had someone over that knocked on my door. But these guys are like older, and I know they weren't going to be able to follow along so well, so I tore them a nail hole in a new little subtle way, and then there they go. Hey, I thought you liked this, guys. Not much material in this town. I've created a new channel. I don't know what to do, man. I need some of your guys' opinions on what I should do. I want to start doing certain topics, and a phrase I use in there: "Truth matters. Truth always matters." That's actually the name of my YouTube channel. It's at Truth Always Matters. And it's just got 3 like rinky-dink videos on it that I pulled out of my butt. My question is this, guys: should I just post something to Ted the Atheist and not do that? My question is, if I get something going like that on my channel, and I'll still upload stuff like this, whenever I can, but if I post stuff to my Ted the Atheist channel, will I be able to start getting more views eventually? Like, I'm wondering, because there was times when I took I took a hiatus from my channel. I didn't post for months, sometimes a year or two. So I'm thinking the algorithm takes a dump in my channel and it's not going to advertise my videos that much. I'm wondering if I start posting regularly, like every week on there, do you think that it will pick up? Or should I really continue with a new channel? So that's my question to you guys. Also, I'm trying to find an editor, and I don't know where the best place to go is for that. Is Fiverr the place? Anyways, guys, thanks for listening, and I love your advice in the comments below. I want to grow things a little bit. I really have been slacking on my channel. So thanks, peace, and have a great day, guys.